So we have to count the number of the employees in the project, right? And the condition is the count results must more than 2. Here is the condition using having. So they check all the condition and show the result grouped by P number and P name for each project, right? And show the project number, project name, and count the number that should more than 2. That's all. What else? Combining the where and having clause. Consider the query. We want to count the total number of employees whose salary exceed 40,000 in each department, but only for departments where more than 5 employees work. Very complex one. Let's see. The first one, they want to count what? Total number of employees whose salary exceed 40,000. Okay, we have to know the salary of everyone, and we have to check that the people has salary more than 40,000. Okay, for each department. So we have to separate department at first, and we check for each department and count the number of people who has salary more than 40,000. But more condition is only department has employee more than 5. So we have to focus on select DNO count star. What? Count star from employee salary more than 40,000 group by DNO. Count star more than 5. What is happened? Something wrong. Let's try to see the result. Maybe we see select DNO count star. What? Count star from employee salary more than 40,000 group by DNO. Count star more than 5. What is happened? Something wrong. Let's try to see the result. Maybe we count. What has happened? Go. Zero. Nothing returned because they cannot find anything from this clause. Okay. This is when you create a wrong one. But the correct one is like this one. Correct the specification of the query. Note that the where clause applies tuple by tuples, whereas having applies to entire group of tuples. So from this query, we want to, and then we use the condition and. But actually this one is not correct. Sorry about that. But okay, from the textbook we have to, and then we use the condition and. But actually this one is not correct. Sorry about that. But okay, from the textbook we have to. I love GPT. I don't want to type all of them. Okay, good. Very smart. They correct for me also. As you can see, and here, and nothing here. After 40,000, we have and nothing, and then the subclause. GPT add the D number. This is the missing part in your slide, okay? the correct one and the number in should add here the insert insert shape walk the number in should be here the number in this is the correct one. Maybe let's try it's correct or not. Bob. Select the number, count department employee where the number equal DNO and salary more than 40,000 and the number in the result of this subquery and group by the number. Okay, let's see. Nothing. What? Now, good. No result. One more thing. This one is not correct. Is that we have to add group by the number because here is the number. If you have several, the number is maybe error if you don't have any group by. Because the count if you don't use okay I will show you something. Let's see. Okay, more simple condition from department. Okay, an employee. If we count everything, that's fine. But okay, if we count everything without any group by, is no problem. We can count anything. And number 3 is the result. But if we have this kind of the condition, we want the number show. Maybe they just show one, maybe one, the number and the result, but not all the thing you want. So if we add more group by here, the number, we will get the whole result here. And the counting, as you can see in previous, the number just show number 5 and the count is become 3. They count all of the result to be 1 and show the number just 1, the number anything in the department number, but is the result is not correct, right? Here, if we do that, the D number will show some number of department number, but not for the all result that we want. But the count is counting from the whole data from the department. So this incorrect result that we want, but the result we don't know which one is correct or not correct. It depends on the questions or the query that you want to retrieve. So it's quite difficult to check the result incorrect or correct. But you have to be aware a lot. What I forget here? Group by. Again, one more. Group by department number. Should be here. Group by. Yes. This slide we should add the first one, the number in subclause, and finally we have to add group by the number because the first one when we project to separate for each group and count for each group, right? Here is the full of the command. But in the textbook, where is it? Because we don't have any information meet these conditions, okay? Because we don't have any information meet these conditions, okay? Structure of them, select from and where and group by, having, order by, using this order, okay? If you don't use this order, what is happen? Let's see. Structure of them, select from and where and group by, having, order by, using this order, okay? If you don't use this order, what is happen? Let's see. Group by. To group by. No error. Sorry. Having account. Different clause. Having and group by. You have to change here. No problem. Ready? Error is here. Okay, the order is important. So, if you use where, group by, having, and order by, you have to arrange them on this order only. And DBMS will check it for you also on the scope of EER and relational model. Beyond the scope, we can create assertion to specify additional types of constraints outside scope of build relational model constraint, and you can create trigger to specify automatic actions that database system will perform when certain event and conditions occur. For example, if you have condition like when you add the employees into the department and the number exceeds 10 employees, you can do something like add the outer to the outer table to notify, to alert, to do something. You can do that using this create trigger. And okay, for example here, create assertion, specify a query that select any tuples that violate the desired condition. Use only the case where it goes beyond a simple check. So you have to use check in the assertion, which applies individual attributes and domains. Salary, for example, salary of an employee must be less than the manager. Why? Some make sense, but this one is like a condition for the company. Salary of employee must be less than manager. So we create assertion name salary constraint. Okay, this is the name of the assertion, and the detail is to check not exist. This means this clause should return true or false, right? Check what? Check using select star everything from 3 tables and check where salary of employee more than salary of M. Who is the M? M is also employee, but now they look at the employee and employee are different tables, okay? And DNO equal D dot D number, and we check the manager from D table equal to M dot SSN. This one is employee from the M. Is correct? So from D, we check just from the table. We check just the manager, right? We check just the manager. Equal MSSN. Why this one is neat? Very strange. And we check the salary of employee must be if sum of employee salary more than the manager salary. The condition here become false. Not exit, but something exits, right? This become false. If false, what should we do? You have to write, set up the action, something. But sometimes they need just the return of the assertion true or false, and then you use the result true or false to do something, or just reject the action of something. Why this one? Very strange. Okay, the other one, create trigger statement. Use monitor in database. Okay, use to monitor the database. Typical trigger has 3 components which make the rules for an active database, like events, condition, action. So here is the example with standard syntax. This one is for PostgreSQL. Other SQL implement like Postgres use different. If this one is for the SQL server like Microsoft or MySQL, but Postgres something different in syntax. Maybe you don't use this, right? And create trigger. Okay. Here is trigger name salary violation before insert or update of the salaries or supervisors on the employee. Okay, when the trigger is action, when it's insert or update, which column, the salary column or SSN or in the table employee. Okay, for each row, when new salary, the insert one, insertion one, or update the new one. The salary more than, select salary from employee where SSN equal new supervisors. And this is a detail what they going to check. Inform supervisor, new supervisor SSN, and new SSN. Okay, so this is an example how to write the details of the trigger. But I think actually inform supervisor is one of the function that we have to write the other function in details. Okay, just the example that we can create the trigger. And view, this is maybe very quite important when we create the table, because we don't want everyone retrieve everything every time. If you don't create the views and people want to retrieve just the data for this class, for example, from the registrar system, this one will cost a lot of computational cost. So if you just create the view for each classes, when people just retrieve the data for the small class, so they don't have to retrieve for the whole database, just retrieve from the small table is faster. So we have to design them. Concept of a view in SQL, single table retrieved from other tables called defining tables. Consider to be virtual table that is not necessarily populated. Actually, the view is you cannot update anything from the original table, just show the information that you want to show, just part of the whole table. Okay, create view command. Give table name, list attribute names, and query to specify contents of the view. In V1, for example, V1 attributes retain name from base tables. In V2, attributes are assigned names. Let's see, V1 here. Create view name works on number 1. As select, we select from select the first name, last name, p name, hours from this, like just the the common, the general SQL command to retrieve the data from 3 tables, right? But this one create in previous to prepare the data, not in the real time. So we just create the works on one to prepare the data from join 3 tables. Okay, and the other one V2, the name, create the view. Here is the name of the view, department info, with 1, 2, 3 columns: name, department name, number of employees, number of M, and total salary. This one is like alias name, the new name for the view, only with this view. And data that we select to insert to the view is from here. Select department name, but in the result of the view, this appear as the department name here, not the name. And count star is become number of M, and some salary here is become total salary. So in the view, we change the name of the result. Okay, the other one is just condition of the select. Okay. So you can change the name because it's quite easier for user to view the name of the column and understand is immediately without any checking. Like if you count star, what does this mean? General people don't know the meaning of count star, right? But you change the count star to more information like a number of employee. When you change the name, the user, when they view the attribute name or the column name, they immediately understand what is the information you want to show in the table. Specify view. Once a view is defined, SQL queries can use the view relation in the from clause. View is always up to date. If the database change, the information in the view also change. Drop view, or you can drop or delete the view also. That's all. Schema change statement in SQL. Okay, schema violation commands. DBA, database admin, may want to change the schema while the database is operation. Does not require recompilation of database schema. So you can change on the fly. When it is working, you can change schema, of course. And next is a drop command. What you can drop? You can drop the database, you drop the table, you can drop the domain you have defined before, you can drop the constraint of the tables, you can drop anything you want. Is the several tables inside. You can drop the schema of the whole database. What else? Drop column. Actually, this one is show several example of the drop. Okay, drop schema, drop constraint, drop, here's drop column. Choose either cascade or restrict. Okay, cascade would drop the column from views. Restrict is possible if no views refer to it. If you have the table and you create the views refer to the table, when you drop the column in the original table, if you use cascade, the view that refer to the column will delete or drop the columns also. Outer table company.employee drop column address cascade. This means you try to drop the column from the employee table in the company database. The column name is address. Then we use cascade option. This means any view table that refer to the address in the employee table will be dropped the address column also. Okay. And what else? Default values can be dropped and alter. Okay, alter table, company, department. Now we focus on the database name, company, table name, department, and we want to alter the column manager SSN. We drop the default. So if you have any data inside the manager SSM that use the default, we have to drop it. Okay. And also set the default, the new one. So use aggregate function also at here for the whole the department employees. And you can create index. Oh, index we didn't talk about yet. Anyway, you can create index on the table to make the search faster. And you can drop the index also and create view and drop the view, create the trigger, drop the trigger, create column and alter the column, add the column or drop the column. Okay, they are use aggregate function also at here for the whole the department employees. And you can create index. Oh, index we didn't talk about yet. Anyway, you can create index on the table to make the search faster. And you can drop the index also and create view and drop the view, create the trigger, drop the trigger, create column and alter the column, add the column or drop the column. Okay, they are remember about the unknown and false. Okay, unknown, true, false. What is happen when you use and or not condition, and also equal. And when we want to check the now value, we use this kind of the command is now, not now. Use is to compare the now. Okay. And what else? The sub-query, nest query, how to use them. And also aggregate function. Oh, and exit or not exit using Boolean values, and also join, inner join, outer join, left join, out right join. What is happen when you use this kind of the join? What else? Aggregate function, counting, count sum, max, mean, average, and this one. E at all levels. That is, level is mean when you think about supervisor and supervisee. Sometimes supervisor has supervisee, and the supervisee is the supervisor for the other supervisee. Right? And we have like several levels of the supervisor and supervisee. So it's very difficult to understand the relation. Sometimes it's very complex. Anyway, that is all employees direct supervisor by E, all employee E dash. Directly supervised by each employee E dash. All employee E that. Directly supervised by each employee E that. And so on. Thus, the CEO would have each employee in the company as a supervisee in the resulting table. Okay. Example show such table sub M with two columns, supervisor and supervisee, any pair, any level. So we use here with recursive sub M we show sub SSN and MSSN as is mean like from this information. Okay, we select two conditions. The first one, supervisor SSN and supervisee SSN from the employee. Okay, we got pair of them, right? Union with ESSN and sub SSN from this is a very complex one, the recursive query, right? They use like this one here to retrieve the data from the new data that's just insert in the table. So it's not easy to imagine, but you have to try by yourself. But I will help you with your homework a little. How about last week? It's not too difficult, right? You have homework, can you remember? Yes. It's deadline today, right? Or yesterday? Hey, I forget that, sorry. This is a very complex one, the recursive query, right? They use like this one here to retrieve the data from the new data that's just insert in the table. So it's not easy to imagine, but you have to try by yourself. But I will help you with your homework a little. How about last week? It's not too difficult, right? You have homework, can you remember? Yes. It's deadline today, right? Or yesterday? Hey, I forget that, sorry. Turned in 30 students already. Thank you so much. Okay, that's all for today. It's quite complex, so I will give you the homework. Okay, and thank you for coming. See you next week. Goodbye.